Obviously, we started the dance party that we would want to go to, and I think other people want to go to it too, because we just started trading music, and it was all this like silly Michael McDonald stuff, which I love. So that's kind of how we started the party. It was like a soft rock, light rock, and then we were like, well, what if we played some 80s hip hop R&B? And so then it was like, well, what if? And so then it was like this open door of like, well, I guess we don't have to stay away from anything. Everybody wants to dance, but sometimes I think people need a little help. And I've found like at our parties too, like sometimes when no one's dancing, if I go out and start dancing and I just start dancing silly, like people will join me. And I think it's just they need like that one person to be like, not encourage, maybe it is like encouragement or like an icebreaker, like, oh, that person's not afraid to do it, like I could do what she's doing. So I did this jazzercise at my friend Dory's party, and it was really fun, and people were like, I want to do that again. And so when we got this regular gig at Cole's, I was like, well, let's try it. I'll do a couple routines and see if people want to do it. And it's been really fun, and people like it, and I love it, because it's just so weird too that it's this hipster bar in Logan Square, and like there's this, and like up in the front there's like these bearded boys drinking beer and playing pool, and in the back there's like all these people dancing together. And if you look around the room at our FLoF parties, it's kind of a weird mix of people too, which I really like. Not that it's bad, it's just like different people who maybe would normally never be together, and they're like dancing together to ludicrous. Like I think it's really funny and great. So I just like that our parties are fun and bringing people together.
And I personally think it's a super cool guy that wants to come and dance to Mariah Carey and Janet Jackson.
I guess they're not really coming to FLoF for a workout, they're just coming to dance, you know, and I think it's fun for everybody to have that moment of camaraderie, like we're all doing this together, but it's good to break away and be like, wasn't that fun, you know, and now we can do our own thing. But that's one thing what I worry about too when we first started doing the jazzercise, because I was like, I don't want people to feel like they have to do it, like, because sometimes when you hear a song you like, you don't want to be told what to do. Like you want to do your own thing. So it's nice that people are responding positively, and like, but I also don't want them to feel obligated. Mostly we want to create a space that people feel comfortable being silly in, like where they can dance and not be afraid, like just not be afraid to do stuff they do at home, you know? Like my friend Zach, he's a dance writer for Time Out, and he wrote this really great write-up about our party and was just like saying how like seeing splits on the dance floor is not unheard of or not uncommon. And I remember that night there were a bunch of people falling, like doing splits and things, and it was just so funny. And I ran into them, I was like, people were doing the splits all night, it was crazy. So like, I like that people are not afraid to not be shy and just be silly, and like, and it seems mostly like a supportive group of people too.
I don't think anyone's doing what we're doing is the thing. And especially because it's goofy, like we actually like are serious about like the sound that we're doing, and about like reviving some of the old stuff from the 80s and 90s that I'm like, why are people not listening to Shalimar? Like this shit is great. Oh my god, all the old hip hop we've been listening to, all the Hall & Oates we've been listening to, I'm like, this shit is genius. It's genius. Like, so our official genres or whatever are like, we do like 70s light rock, we do 80s and 90s hip hop and R&B, and then anything from the last decade that we like, basically. Sort of the 2000s are sort of like the wild card. Like we love Chicago, and I'm just like, it just reminds me of like looking at like my parents' backs of their heads in the car, like the music you were like getting driven to basketball practice. And we were like, there are some like awesome guilty pleasures that we want to be able to bring in, some like more modern stuff. I want to play a little Miley Cyrus, a little Usher, occasional. You know what I mean?
New for you.
Some of it is new for me, like the Whitney Houston. I hated her. Hated. And there was somebody going nuts on the floor at the Hideout. She was like, oh my god, this is all the music we hated when we were kids. I'm like, yeah, and now we can sort of let go of that and just enjoy it.
Is it ironic, like ugly sweaters?
Sometimes. I really don't play anything that I don't genuinely like, though. I don't play anything I wouldn't listen to in my car, which is kind of scary, because yes, I will totally drive around listening to fucking Michael McDonald in my car. So maybe some people will be like, oh, this is just irony, or this is just to make a point that this music is stupid. I'm like, no, but I actually really like this Kenny Loggins song. The whole, like, I don't think I want to listen to all 6 minutes of Highway to the Danger Zone, but we'll play a lot of it at the Top Gun party next month. Jill just started bringing in the jazzercise, and I mean, we always have just made like fitness jokes in terms of like promoting the shows and encouraging people to wear spandex and drink water. The first time we did that show at Cole's, it was like 10 below zero. I was getting all these texts from friends being like, I'm so sorry, I can't make it. I was like, oh my God, I would never be going to this except for I have to. Like, it's so cold, like don't leave your house, you know? We had like 10 people. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
That was the night that Jill just started dancing. There were just 10 of us, and we just were all moving with her and like, just bouncing off the walls all night. Like, I like my band, but I felt a little self-conscious being like, come and stand while I play my songs for you. Yeah, no, there is a feeling of like, no, it's the whole group, it's everyone coming together, and I can't believe how people jump in. People like straight guys jumping in, doing jazzercise. So people love it, and I think partly these people actually want to be led. People want to like learn moves. They feel a lot more comfortable, and then also I just think it just looks like it's just fun. It's just people are like focusing on like her and on doing it, not what they look like. Not about I don't know what it is, but yeah, I do say that because I played in bands for a long time, and like one thing I like better about FLoF is that like it feels like the group coming together. It's a different like bonding experience, I think, than like just going to a bar or going to a show. You know what I mean? Going to like a rock show, like going and watching a performance. For me, like I'm not like I love to dance, but I'm not a dancer. I never have been. And for me, I'm just like to be moving in sync with a room full of people, and then you have like a super A+ person up front, like. It's so exciting, and like I can see why dancers I'm like I just want to do this all the time. Like there is a feeling to like moving in sync with a group.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so exciting. I think part of it is, and again I'm speaking as someone who's 38. Like I think had I been like in my 20s, I wanted to dance or I wanted to do these things. I think I would have felt self-conscious or I would have felt uncomfortable. And I think as I've gotten older and I've done lots more yoga, I just love moving. It feels so good. And I don't give a crap anymore if you know what I mean? Like what it looks like. I just am into how it feels. And I don't know if that's a general trend that people are getting into. Yeah, and I don't even know if people are necessarily aware of how, like, that it is the group, that's part of why it feels so good. If I'm DJing while Jill's teaching, like, people just have ear-to-ear grins in their faces. People are like, I haven't laughed that hard in so long. And it's like, why? Like, yes, Jill's hysterical, but it's like, there is something about the fact that the whole group is all together and not care. And the whole idea is like, goof off and don't care. Like, have a good time. Like, throw yourself around in Kenny Loggins, or watch other people throwing themselves around and just like, enjoy yourself. We joke around, I mean, we called it the cardio cabaret, and we talk about going high impact, and like, we'll kind of joke about it, but I never want it to feel too much like it's about weight loss. You know what I mean? Like, fitness is one thing, but weight loss, I'm just like, oh, Jesus, everyone's heard plenty about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, just have fun and enjoy your life. FLoF is a little bit of social service, you know what I mean? And like, if people are laughing and having a good time, and like, with complete strangers, like, goofing around on a dance floor together, I'm like, that's a good thing. We added something good to the West Side and to the world.